Dashforce is one of the DAO's longest-running proposals. What factors do you believe have continued to make the proposal supported by the MNO network?
We have been the longest serving group under the Dash ecosystem outside of the core team for good reason. We have been some of the hardest working, most adaptive, most passionate, most focused, and most importantly, some of the most consistent employees of the DAO over the years. Additionally, we have grown modestly and built on our successes rather than attempting to cover more areas than we can efficiently handle, and have maintained very humble budget asks even during times of treasury surplus.
Could you list the key performance indicators tracked by Dashforce to ensure the project is delivering value to the network?
Since the majority of our work involves producing content, our main KPIs involve tracking our output. For example, between December to March, we published 235 original articles with more than 2,240 translations into 6 languages. Other KPIs should include video content created. For example, for April 2019 alone, we have published 12 unique videos. This number excludes video podcasts and external guest video interviews. We additionally track and improve on less clearly defined metrics such as content quality and areas of coverage, as well as factors not completely under our control, such as site traffic and merchant listing numbers. Some of our work is more reactive and relies on responding to opportunities or assisting with elements occurring outside of our organization. And as such, these are more difficult to specifically set and plan for ourselves. We do, however, review our achievements in these other areas quarterly, including how many article placements in how many major publications, how many business development deals closed, how many external show appearances recorded, etc. And attempt to maintain and build on these achievements quarter on quarter.
What are the goals and milestones set for 2019 and this new proposal specifically?
In short, our goal is to maintain our promised offerings and past performance in the areas of news, video content, merchant listing support, public advocacy and PR, and expand our activity in new areas such as business development. This last one in particular, as well as expanded video content, are 2 areas of relatively new focus, and we hope to solidify our progress here and lock down the quality and consistency of our output over the next quarter.
What milestones and deliverables achieved by Dashforce are you most proud of?
We are proud to be able to balance acting as first responders in the ecosystem, reacting to its most pressing needs while delivering solidly with each new role in a completely different area, sometimes requiring the rapid development of entirely new skill sets. A few of our career achievements we are most proud of include successfully changing the prevailing online anti-Dash narrative to a more fair and positive environment, founding, improving and maintaining the only Dash exclusive news source translated into several major and demanded languages, creating the only major Dash merchant directory and growing it over the years into arguably the best, most extensive and most useful cryptocurrency merchant directory in existence, engaging in successful PR activity and outreach, landing repeated coverage in some of the industry's top publications, creating a high volume of quality video content, rivaling some of the view counts of major crypto YouTubers, a particular feat due to the focused and limited nature of our content, and successfully onboarding several major businesses to Dash. Finally, on a more general note, we are proud to wear many hats and perform a wide variety of requested roles for the network, all while incurring minimal additional cost and without distracting from our previous duties.
Could you talk a little about the business development work the Dashforce team conducts and some of the partners and teams you work with in this aspect?
Due to its nature, most business development work is strictly confidential until integrations are finalized and made public. However, to date, we have onboarded Crypto Emporium and the WikiLeaks shop and have conducted the entirety of the media and PR work for the former. And for the latter, this is still ongoing, though we have succeeded in getting integration specifically mentioned in RT News. We currently have 3 more integrations currently in the pipeline nearing finalization. Additionally, we work with the core team and various other business development geared projects to assist in media and PR, and have started multiple conversations with potential partners which have then been passed off to the core team.
What have been the biggest challenges faced by the proposal in recent times?
Without a doubt, the biggest challenge we have faced has been maintaining our full operations during the worst of the bear market, where we were forced to put initiatives on hold, burn through reserves, make tough decisions, and reduce pay at the top in order to minimize the effects of the downturn on our employees.
Given the proposal tracks detailed analytics for both Dash News and Discover Dash, what changes and steps have been taken to increase the value proposition of both sites based on the data collected?
For Dash News, we strive to produce quality content and keep the community and greater public updated on happenings of relevance to Dash. While this mission is to a certain extent constrained to public interest in Dash and the size of its community, we have taken every step within our reach to maximize our viewership, including posting on additional social networks and gaining access to content platforms such as Google News and News 360. For Discover Dash, we are constantly reviewing listings to improve their quality and accuracy, as well as the format of the site to better the experience of searching for Dash accepting merchants. Ultimately, the most significant demand has been a streamlined mobile experience for the directory, which we now have thanks to the Discover Dash app for Android and Really Bad Apps. Recently, we have begun taking action to improve the accuracy and usefulness of location-specific queries, and are currently looking into better ways of sorting listings to separate between online businesses, point-of-sale merchants, and independent contractors.
The Dash News website received approximately 37,000 page views per month from December through March. These numbers appear lower than in previous months. What are the reasons behind this reduction in Dash News page views?
It's an unfortunate reality that interest in cryptocurrencies as a whole has experienced a decline correlated with market action. And Dash.org, Bitcoin.org, Bitcoin.com, GetMonero.org, and particular news sites such as CoinDesk and Cointelegraph have all experienced significant traffic downturns in recent months. A notable outlier is CCN, which has pivoted from exclusively covering cryptocurrencies to including general news as well, something we are not in a position to do nor desire. Additionally, due in part to the relative growth of projects in the field, Dash's market capitalization ranking has dropped out of the top 10 for quite some time now, rather complicating the generation of public interest. All that being said, we are consistently improving our content and finding new avenues for sharing, including mobile news apps, new social networks, inclusion in news aggregation services, etc.
Some community members have criticized Dashforce for being too positive and not providing enough critical or investigative articles in aspects of the Dash community. How will you respond to this concern?
It's important to remember that the job of Dash News is to report the news or new happenings that are relevant to the entire ecosystem. And thanks to hard-working community members and core development team, most of this news has been positive. Where it has not, however, we have not hesitated from reporting on it, from the theft of nearly 1% of Dash's supply, to multiple references to Evolution's delays, to failure to deliver on the debit card spearheaded by Charlie Shrem, and more. Internal drama and proposal updates, however, are beyond our purview, unless they transcend the scope of proposal evaluation or internal disputes and enter the realm of broad public relevance. Previously, we conducted a series of investigative reports to assist with holding Dash Treasury funded projects more accountable, but ultimately this drew time and resources from our other obligations. As such, we were some of the loudest advocates for the creation of a specific accountability-based organisation, and were happy to pass off this responsibility entirely to Dashwatch after it was created. If the community feels the Dash Treasury funded projects are not being investigated critically or thoroughly enough, that concern falls under the responsibility of Dashwatch to address.
The number of actual Dash accepting merchants in Venezuela has come under some scrutiny in recent months. What efforts are being made by Dashforce to ensure the merchants listed on Discover Dash are accurate and updated.
The tracking and verification of proposal deliverables, including merchant counts for Venezuela targeting adoption initiatives, remains at present the sole responsibility of Dashwatch and of the proposals in question. That being said, we do engage in constant evaluation of both new and existing listings and do our best to ensure that only the most credible listings remain on the site. In cases with online merchants, it can be relatively easy to check if a website is still active and accepting Dash. Though with physical merchants, we must rely on looser information such as photographs and third-party testimony. Additionally, we have recently engaged on-the-ground teams of our own to manually verify merchants in key adoption-heavy areas, providing an extra data source for where listing information may be less reliable. Ultimately, though, we maintain a resource that lists data entirely derived from third-party sources such as individual business owners, Dash community members, and adoption initiatives, and have to curate that information over which we ultimately have no direct control. As such, we do our very best within the confines of these circumstances, but rely on the help from the greater community for information as well as Dashwatch to accurately verify the deliverables of merchant adoption-based proposals.
A proposal owner recently complained about the amount of time and work it takes to add new Dash accepting merchants to the Discover Dash site. Do you have a response to this criticism?
I believe the best way to answer that question is to give a live demonstration and let the community and masternodes see for themselves the process so they can decide. I believe that this solution is simple, easy, and most importantly, user-friendly. How you submit a listing to Discover Dash is the same process for new users and also for registered users. You go to the top right and click on Add Listing. If your business is already registered on Google Places, you have the ability to automate the process. So you can click to turn this option on here, and then we can put in something like Domino's Pizza, and let's choose a location like New York, for example, and let's choose just that top one. Now, as we've clicked that location, from Google it's pulled in all that data. So we've now got the city, the phone number, the website address that's associated with that listing, and more importantly, the Google address, which you can see is powered by Google. So that's automatically generated for you. You also have the ability to show your opening hours for your business. So you can choose the day, you can add, you can remove, you can change the times, nice and simple. Most importantly is you've got to choose a category. So here it's actually chosen some options for us, but you have business categories here to choose from that are most suitable for your business. You have a price range selection. Now you do not have to use this, but for example, if it was a luxury hotel or a luxury restaurant, you may want to give some kind of indicator for the customers to see that. Description, we sell pizza, very, very straightforward. Put in your details there for the merchant. You have the option to have a frequently asked question section, so you can add in questions and answers here, and you can have multiple questions, nice and straightforward. Here is where you enter in your social media for your business listings, and that will display on the merchant listing as shown in the image here on the right hand side. Tags and keywords, so pizza, fast food, you would enter those here. If your business has a video, in this case a Domino's Pizza advert might be suitable from YouTube, you could add in the YouTube link here, and that will show on the merchant listing as displayed in the image here. Now, it's advised with merchant listings to add images. So you click here and then you can add images, and these will display at the top of the merchant listing as shown in the image on the right hand side here. Now, upload business logo, what does that mean? This is the image that is shown in the search listing. So when people search for listings, this will be the image that is shown. So that's it, nice and simple, very quick, very easy. You could probably list the merchant within a minute if you had all the details to hand. If you're a new user, you put in your email address, click submit listing, and then you get an email notification with your password. So you can log in and then you can check into the back end in the dashboard, which I'll show you shortly. If you already have an account, you can click here, add a username, password, click submit, same process, nice, easy, simple. So What if you're not on Google Places and you don't have to automate you're unable to automate the process? No problem at all. Let's just have a quick look at that. Okay, if you're doing a manual listing and your business is not on Google Places, the process is exactly the same, except for you have to fill out the fields manually. So you'll type in the name of your business, the tagline, enter in your city. So I think in this case it was New York. As you can see, there's some options here. But what I want to focus on here is actually the Google address, right? So you'd want to type in your street address. So there's 3 options available here. The first option is the most popular, so you'd start to type in your address. So the example I gave, I believe, was on 7th Avenue, New York. So you can see there it's powered by Google, so we can click that first address. So that's the first option, which is the most popular. You also have a second option, which is manual coordinates. So if you actually know the coordinates of your business, you can type in a custom street address here and input those there. Which brings us to our third option, which is the drop pin option. This brings up the map. So if I grab that marker pin and let's zoom in over here. Let's go to Washington, for example, and close that for a second. You can see the coordinates have changed on the location. So you can write your custom street address, but most importantly, the address is right here. And the rest is the same. Hours, category, description, images, social media, tag words, and submit listing. Nice, simple, quick, easy, user-friendly. Okay, so you've submitted your listing. How do you see the status? How do you edit your listing? Good question, and that's when the user dashboard comes into play. So I'm currently logged in under my own profile. If I go to my user dashboard, that will load here. And the user dashboard allows you to see a number of valuable insights about your listings. You can list with your user profile on Discover Dash multiple businesses, not just solo. So here I can see some insights from user reviews, customer leads, customer reviews. So for example, if I click on user views, I can see weekly, monthly, what's going on. So Wednesday today, so getting some nice views, which is pretty good. I can see some recent activities, so people actually clicking on the website links of some of the merchant listings for my account. Speaking of listings, if we go to listings on the left hand side here, it will show all the listings I have under my user account. Now here we have published and pending. When you submit a listing to Discover Dash, by default it goes to pending and it needs to be manually approved by us before it's published for the public to see. If you want to review, delete or edit your listing, you can go to the 3 dots here and you've got the option in the drop down to delete or edit, and it's exactly the same for pending. Same process, edit or delete. When you go to edit, it takes you back to the submit listing page that you saw before, and then you can modify the description or whatever you would like to edit. You can also add new listings direct from the dashboard by clicking on this option here, and there's a contact support submission form you can click on here. Other interesting features of the user dashboard are the saved listings option. So say for example you're traveling around and you're actually discovering Dash merchants. For example, I've bookmarked and saved a couple listings here that of merchants that accepted Dash, and you can keep them for safekeeping here. Most importantly, I feel for the user dashboard for merchants is actually keeping an eye on the reviews for your listings. So you can see reviews that you submitted yourself under your username and profile, or that you've received on your merchant listings. So as we can see here, there's some reviews. They're not just text reviews. They can leave a rating for your merchant, and they can also upload photos as well of your listing. So this is really important, and these are valuable insights that are typically seen on online business directories that are paid for solutions. And Discover Dash is a online merchant directory for Dash, which is free to list. And currently we have over 1,900 user accounts on the platform, and from individual businesses to user accounts that are leaving user reviews, and also strategic business partners and groups funded organizations. So it's a real big mixture, and yeah, we're getting a lot more activity now. So this is really good, and yeah, I hope this has been informative and has given you some insights into how simple it is to list a merchant on Discover Dash, but also from the merchant's point of view, being able to see these interesting insights and how to edit and modify a listing as well.
Could you talk a little about the new Discover Dash mobile app that has been developed?
The Discover Dash Android app was created by Really Bad Apps, also known as RBA, after a key member visited New Hampshire and experienced the vibrant Dash ecosystem firsthand, yet was not satisfied with the mobile experience for the Discover Dash website. We worked closely with RBA to provide assistance in developing the app and took complete charge over media, PR and promotion. Presently, the Discover Dash app remains one of the most smoothest and most professional user resources in the space, and we're very grateful for the excellent pro bono work done by RBA and hope to be able to continue to work together in the future.
Could you talk a little about the PR work the Dashforce team conducts and some of the partners and teams you work with in this area?
In response to overwhelming community demand, we have added PR to our scope in addition to our regular duties to fill in perceived gaps in coverage. To date, we have created and sent out numerous newswires and scored numerous placements in major publications, including but not limited to Forbes, MarketWatch, CoinDesk, CCN, Crypto Briefing, and more. Generally speaking, we target gaps in coverage between major network release and partnership announcements, as well as work with other Dash business development initiatives and minor integrations, and perform PR functions for our own business development integrations. With the selection of potentially a new PR team for the network up for a vote this month, we look forward to developing a close relationship and working even closer with existing PR teams than before, assisting them with coverage outside their operational scope.
Dashnews.org has just been approved as a publisher on News 360, a personalized news reader with more than 7 million users. How significant as an achievement do you believe this announcement will be for Dashforce content views and engagement?
As News 360 is a brand new platform that we are now publishing on, it's too early for me to comment or speculate on potential view count or how much user engagement it will generate for Dash News. As News 360 is a personalized news aggregator, its newsfeed is based on the user's selected topics of interest, similar to how Google News displays articles tailored to users' search request or defined area of interest. I'm always on the lookout for new opportunities and platforms to publish and syndicate Dash News and would welcome any additional suggestions from the community. Currently, Dash News articles are syndicated on Facebook, Twitter, Minds, Gab, Medium, Pinterest, Instagram, Steemit, Telegram, Discord, Reddit, Mix, Tumblr, Google News, News 360, cryptocurrency forums such as the Bitcoin Talk, as well as the Dash forums, and occasionally on Blockfolio Signal at the discretion of Dash Core Group. Increased exposure, more user impressions, and outreach on multiple platforms are essential components required in order to achieve more Dash coverage in external media. This is why all platforms and outlets are of great importance, as they provide us with high authority backlinks, which act as an indicator to search engines that the content is high quality, is relevant, and is worth ranking. Essentially, the more quality backlinks we have to Dash News, the more trustworthy search engines will consider Dash News to be.
What would you say are the most important lessons you have learned from running a Dash-funded project?
Working as the longest running Dash-funded organisation outside of the core team, which enjoys a place of near ubiquity, has proved challenging as we have explored uncharted territory. Our most important lessons have been to remain agile, achieve more output with fewer resources, and remain in constant active communication with the broader Dash community and masternode operators.
An M&O recently raised concerns that the translation of an article into French was not well written. What measures are in place to ensure that a large number of articles that are translated by Dashforce are completed accurately and well.
We take the quality of our translation work seriously, and as such welcome feedback from the community on how we can improve. We are unaware of the details of this particular instance, however we are more than happy to review it and ensure that its quality is top-notch and consistent with our previous work. That being said, however, our initial translation team was comprised of tried and tested translators previously engaged by the core team, and we value the hard work and professionalism that they bring in the content they produce, which has received consistently high praise from the international community. For French in particular, we have received positive feedback from notable French Dash community members such as core developer Alex Werner, Dash France head Daph, Masternode operator Joel, and more.
Could you outline the goals and key performance indicators Dashforce meetups and the presentation program deliver?
The Meetup program intends to provide a crucial bridge between volunteer Dash enthusiasts and streamlined on-ground adoption teams, making funding available for individuals looking to try their hand at growing Dash adoption. As such, participant count tapers off as more of our regulars transition into their own proposals and other projects. We view this as a healthy sign of growth of the professionalism and effectiveness of the Dash ecosystem, with the Meetup program working as intended.
You have recently added Isabel to the Dash News team, creating content in both English and Spanish. Do you intend to continue adding additional Spanish content as Dash continues to grow in Latin America?
Absolutely. Latin America is a key focus area for Dash and one of its most significant success stories, and making an exclusive and separate Spanish language Dash News site, dashnewsespanol.com, including news video recaps, was a top priority for us.
What efforts are being made to increase YouTube engagement and viewing numbers?
Due to popular demand from the network, we have recently significantly increased the output of our video content. This year alone, we have released 26 videos beyond our previous regular programming, including interviews, merchant videos, news recaps, and more, gaining a combined total of 30,000 additional views, with a total view count close to 300,000. We recruited 2 new presenters to the team, Heidi and Isabel, to create video content in English and Spanish. As a direct result of these actions alone, our subscriber counts across our channels have increased by 14%. Additionally, we have even more exciting content planned for future months, so please stay tuned.
What unique qualities do you think the Dashforce team bring to the Dash network?
We provide the single best source of information on Dash to the community itself, as well as to the outside world and greater cryptocurrency community, both organising the flow of information behind the scenes and serving the most public and frequently visible face of Dash to the general public. We maintain a close working relationship with the core team and as many other teams as possible, serving as a connection, keeping the productive ecosystem together and cooperating. Finally, and most importantly, we're some of the premier veterans of the Dash space. We're hardworking and passionate about this amazing global movement. We're highly adaptable and we're not going anywhere.
Is there any additional news or information you would like to share?
True to the Dashforce tradition of maintaining our responsibilities while Ninja launching added value initiatives at no additional cost to the network, we are working on a few extra surprises for the coming months, particularly in the areas of video content and business development. We encourage the masternodes to keep a close eye on our activities and hope they are excited to see what else we have in store.